Welcome to a video segment of the Albuquerque Police Department's 2011 Annual Report.
Hi, I'm Chief Ray Schultz, and welcome to the 2011 Annual Albuquerque Police Department Report. 2011, the Albuquerque Police Department saw a very good year in providing services to the citizens of the city of Albuquerque. It was because of the over 1,600 dedicated employees, the men and women of the Albuquerque Police Department, that was possible. 2011, the Albuquerque Police Department responded to over 550,000 calls for service. What we saw in 2011 was dedicated men and women going out each and every day and performing their duties in an exemplary manner. What we saw emphasis in the area of property crimes. In 2010, Mayor Barry made it very clear that property crimes was his #1 priority and objective for the Albuquerque Police Department. In 2011, the men and women of APD took that challenge and took it to the streets in the city of Albuquerque. What we saw were major reductions in areas of property crime, specifically in the area of auto theft. By using enhanced bait crime activities and programs, the Albuquerque Police Department was able to go out and identify several key rings that were involved in the theft of automobile. 2011 was also a year we saw an increase in the theft of copper wire and other valuable precious metals. Again, it was the work of the Albuquerque Police Department Property Crimes Division that was out there using bait items and proactively going after not only the thieves, but those recyclers and those people who were out there actually purchasing the stolen material. The pawn shop detail worked very closely with victims of many crimes and was able to recover stolen property, not only at traditional pawn shops and second-hand stores, but also through the internet, such as using Craigslist and eBay. The Vice Unit of the Albuquerque Police Department really took the challenge and went out there and worked very hard in 2011 and had several cases that involved human trafficking, cases that we hadn't seen occur very often in the city of Albuquerque prior to this year. The men and women of the Vice Unit were able to go out, in many cases, rescue these women who had become victims and were forced into prostitution as part of human trafficking operations. One of the biggest concerns that we receive from the community is the area of traffic enforcement. 2011, the Albuquerque Police Department Traffic Division went out and had very aggressive enforcement at major intersections across the city, specifically looking for those red light runners and speeders. The area of DWI enforcement was also a very high priority for the DWI unit. And in 2011, we saw major reductions in the number of alcohol-related crashes, fatalities, and fatalities overall. So our hats off to the men and women of the traffic unit and division for going out and doing such a good job when it comes to protecting all the citizens of the city of Albuquerque. The Albuquerque Metropolitan Crime Lab saw a banner year in 2011. 2011, the Evidence Division was able to reduce the number of items that we had in evidence by 20%. Almost 60,000 items were properly disposed of or returned to owners. What this allows us to do is have a much more manageable number of pieces in evidence, which allows the evidence to be processed, presented to court, and when it's done with, returned to the owners. The area commands were very busy responding to concerns of the community. In 2011, the Albuquerque Police Department really took using predictive analysis and hotspots out to the area commands. All the area commands adopted this new philosophy and aggressively started deploying their resources where it was needed most. What we saw areas of the city where almost on a daily basis, when we put specific resources in a very specific neighborhood, we had good results. We had felony and misdemeanor arrests, we were recovering stolen property, and we learned very quickly that word was out on the street that the Albuquerque Police Department was using predictive analysis and that the items that were being stolen very often belonged to the Albuquerque Police Department. That resulted in a change in criminal behavior, and as a result of that, we've seen crime activities in some of the most prolific areas of the city decrease by double-digit numbers. There's a lot more I can talk about that occurred in 2011. I encourage you to review the 2011 annual report, look at the other video clips, learn from the commanders and the men and women of APD of all the good things that happened in 2011. And I think what you'll see is great work that's occurred each and every day. And we look forward to 2012 because we learn each and every day how to do a better job in providing services to the citizens of the city of Albuquerque.